Welcome back to Celebrity Trendwave, where we go deep into the biggest stories shaping pop culture and celebrity headlines. Today's video is about the federal sex crimes trial of music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs, a trial that has now officially begun and is already revealing disturbing and graphic allegations. The centerpiece of the prosecution's case? Singer Cassie Ventura, whose accusations are now being supported by new testimony, video evidence, and previously unreleased details. This video contains descriptions of violence and abuse. Viewer discretion is advised. The trial began on May 12, with Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson delivering opening remarks for the prosecution. She painted a portrait of Diddy as a manipulative and controlling figure, who, over more than a decade, coerced, abused, and blackmailed Cassie Ventura, beginning when she was just 19 years old. At that time, Combs was 17 years older than her. He allegedly promised her a 10-album music deal, but ultimately maintained total control over her ability to release music. What started as a working relationship devolved into what prosecutors are calling a violently abusive romantic relationship. One of the first specific incidents described by Johnson happened in 2009, when Combs allegedly threw Cassie on the floor of an SUV and stomped on her face repeatedly. Another claim was even more shocking. Cassie is expected to testify that Combs forced another escort to urinate in her mouth. These aren't isolated moments. According to prosecutors, this was a pattern, one that involved drugs, violence, and so-called freak-offs. According to Johnson, freak-offs were prolonged sexual encounters that allegedly lasted for days, involved multiple commercial sex workers, illicit substances, and often included Cassie, sometimes against her will. One escort will testify that she witnessed Combs drag Cassie by her hair at one of these events. The prosecution claims Diddy also used recordings of these acts as blackmail, threatening to release videos showing Cassie with dozens and dozens of escorts if she disobeyed him or tried to leave. These videos, Johnson said, were not only humiliating but used as a form of control. Throughout their relationship, prosecutors say Combs used his influence to control Cassie's career, finances, and physical safety. According to Johnson, even minor things, like taking too long in the bathroom, not answering a call, or leaving an event early, could result in violence. Her livelihood and safety depended on keeping the defendant happy, Johnson stated. Though both parties were sometimes unfaithful, the prosecution emphasizes that only one held the power. Diddy's defense, led by attorney Tenny Garagos, painted a very different picture. They claim Cassie was a jealous ex, disappointed she never became Combs' wife. Regret does not mean coerced, Garagos argued. She said all the women involved in the case were adults who made choices freely, and that the videos prosecutors reference were meant to be intimate and private, not public. Garagos acknowledged Diddy's temper, saying he is not proud of that, but maintained that the case is being blown out of proportion. The court also revisited the now infamous hotel surveillance video from 2016, which shows Diddy beating Cassie. The defense tried to exclude this footage from evidence but failed. Prosecutors allege that someone in Combs' circle paid $100,000 in cash to one of his security guards to suppress the video. Another disturbing revelation, prosecutors claim Combs once broke into a man's house with a gun and bodyguard, allegedly planning to kill him because he was seeing Cassie. When he didn't find the man, he reportedly found Cassie instead and beat her like a rag doll. In November 2023, Cassie filed a civil lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of rape, trafficking, and abuse over a 10-year span. That case was settled a day later. This current case is criminal, and it could result in jail time, unlike the earlier civil settlement. But the defense is already arguing that Cassie's previous suit was financially motivated. This trial could mark one of the most high-profile celebrity criminal cases since the #MeToo era began, and it is far from over.